Back with Sherrod Small and outside the studio.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Adrian.
And Coulter. And Coulter making her way into the studio. We just had her in, and she wanted it back, and we like that.
She loves it.
It's funny, we bumped into each other at Fox. I was going to do the first Red Eye with Tom Shalhoub.
How was it?
It was actually good, man. Tom's a good host, and I knew
Tom's
he would
right.
be.
Yeah.
And he's a creep, but he's a good host. And I saw Ann in the lobby. We just chatted, and she's like, I would love to come back because I'm leaving town for a while. She's like, I love your show. I love coming on. I'm like, okay.
Nice. Very
Just
good.
good peoples.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's me and Shalou with our girls in Central Park, Father's Day.
Oh, very nice.
there?
Hello.
Let me see that picture.
Yeah.
Sherrod's daughter. I never saw your daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's very cute.
Oh, you're so cute.
It's Tom Shalou's 2 daughters and my daughter.
Look at you guys.
I didn't know you had a daughter.
I'm a mystery.
Yeah.
I'm a mystery.
I saw
Wrapped in an
Sherrod
enigma.
every night for years and didn't know he had a daughter. I had no idea.
My business ain't show business, Jimmy.
Yeah.
You Sherrod's doing all right, man. Very nice.
Yeah.
What's up, man? How are you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you for having me again. I hear the phones lit up last time.
Yes, they did.
Didn't they have, he just told me that. Didn't they have a Saturday Night Live thing where they had some guest on who was totally politically incorrect and you could see the lights coming on with everything the person said? So that's what I'm imagining. I'm going to see if I can find that sketch for you.
Yes, some positive, some may have disagreed.
Yes.
You get them reacting, that's for sure.
Yeah, you get them riled up.
That's the best thing.
And you have no problem with like the haters and stuff. You just laugh
No,
at that
I
shit.
actually get uncomfortable in front of friendly audiences.
Really?
Yeah, because, I always feel like I'm Bill Maher in front of his suck-up audience. It makes you uncomfortable. And, I mean, he doesn't like it either, in his defense. But
They stink, that audience.
Yeah. I much prefer a hostile audience.
Yeah.
They're way more fun.
And just fight it out with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're in front of people that you know agree with everything, it's like then you say something, they give you the applause break. And you're like,
Exactly.
Yes.
And you stop saying things that will get them to applaud that you normally would have said.
Yes.
Because you just gets embarrassing after a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
It's like dancing in front of your family. Oh, you're so wonderful.
That's why I go to Fox News. I go to the front lines of everybody who say different things.
Yeah.
That's where the most fun is.
People ask about CNN. They're like, what are you, a Fox shill? Dude, I love it. I would gladly do CNN or whatever if they had comedians on, but Fox puts comics on every show.
Every show, they always do.
And CNN just takes themselves way too seriously.
Yeah.
They cannot fucking relax over there.
Only
Did you
Don
see
Lemon.
You see the Don Lemon discussion?
No.
Where he went at it with that Sonny broad, that old lawyer that's now
About
about
nigger, saying nigger on
Oh, no, I wish I'd seen it. I liked
Don Lemon was great. He
You
was
didn't
great.
see that
Good for
exchange?
him.
Because
Yeah.
she's screaming and yelling like, we have an agreement here at CNN that we would never use that word. Then Don Lemon uses the word and she loses her mind. I can't believe you,
Yeah.
Don Lemon, is using that
It's
word
like,
on CNN.
Stop trying to guilt him like he can't use words. If you choose not to say that word, Sonny, then don't say it. But you can't talk for him.
Right.
Can you find that?
Yeah.
Can we play
I'd
this just a
love to
little
There it
hear
is
bit?
right there.
You'd like to hear
I'd
this?
love to hear that.
I love
Don
that. We're
Lemon.
turning you on to something here. This exchange, is that a good spot to?
Yeah, I think so, too.
All right, listen to
know
this.
that this term was not used. It wasn't something that journalists could use, and it wasn't something that we aired on our network. But now, because the president said it, I have heard that word, a very
that's
hurtful
not
word,
right.
over and over and over
That's
again.
not right.
Just today. It is right.
That's
It
not
is right.
No, I disagree with you. We have been able to use that word on this network for the entire 9 years that I've been here.
We haven't
Our
done
guidance
it.
Has,
We
yes,
haven't
we have.
done it.
I've used it. I've done it the entire time that I've been here. And the guidance
Thank
has
you.
been, if the anchor is comfortable saying the word, the anchor can say the word on this network. That has
Don,
been the
we
guidance
had a
for
correspondent a couple of years ago, and I've been here for
But
6,
the
7 years.
correspondent said
and that
said
correspondent
that-
was not
But the
was reprimanded
correspondent-
for using that term.
No, she was not. She was reprimanded for using an expletive, not for
Well,
using that word.
that's even worse,
That-
Don,
and that
because
word
that
is not
means
an-
that
that
using
word is
an
not an
expletive is
expletive.
worse than using a racial epithet.
But
That's
it's not.
what
She
you're
was
saying,
using
and
the
it's
no.
inappropriate.
If she was on television calling someone that word, then yes, she should be suspended for it.
Yes.
But if she's on television using that word in context as to what someone said or what was used in a court of law or what have you, then no one should be suspended for that. We should not sanitize that word by saying this person called such and such the N-word. No, that person didn't call that person the N-word. That person called Sonny. I know you're going to get upset. That person called you or that person a nigger. They didn't say the N-word.
Thank you.
I can't believe,
As journalists,
Don,
No, kid, no,
You,
I'm getting
an
excited.
African American man is going to use that word just
Of course,
so flippantly.
because
Words
we're
matter,
using
and
it.
you should know that.
Shut up, bitch.
You know that. I have
makes me
said
angry.
the entire time that I've been here, I don't think we should bastardize a word. I don't think it should be used freely in songs over and over again.
shouldn't
But
use
if you're
it at
using
all.
it in context of a story,
What a dummy.
and it is relevant, you should be able to say it. In fact, I encourage people to say it because I think
You're
you should hear
encouraging people to use a
because you
racial
should hear
epithet.
the impact of the word. No, I'm not encouraging people to call people the N-word. I'm using it historically. If I'm a journalists are part of the record.
Thank
It
you.
is our job to convey the truth and to tell people reality.
It is
It's
also
not our
job to realize
It's not our job
that there
to
are certain words that
sanitize a
should
word.
not be used.
Stop
It
babying
is
the
also
adults.
our
Used
job
if you're
to
calling
use
someone-
our conscience.
if you're-
to
Can you
use
pause
our
right there?
journalism.
Right there. He's 100% right, and she's
100% right.
100% wrong.
Absolutely.
It's our
Yeah.
job to use our journalistic conscience. No,
No.
it's not.
Not
That's when
at
we run
all.
into problems.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're trying to shape them. You put your cameras in the faces of the parents whose kids were just killed. Where's your journalistic conscience then? Oh, don't get me started. Oh,
Are you saying they're
Don Lemon,
hypocrites, are
too. He's annoyed me, but man, I really like him lately. And
That's
I'm like,
great.
I will never badmouth Don Lemon again until he annoys me.
Until he annoys you.
You like him, though?
I like him a lot. I've always liked him. He's not like the rest of them. I have a simple rule on the N word. I think blacks can use it and I can't.
Really?
I was trying to get
I'm surprised to hear
Ann.
you say that.
Well, I'm not a comedian.
Well,
so
neither
it's
am
not
I,
like
but it
it's-
doesn't stop me. Oh, shit. Jim hitting Moso.
But I do think it probably would be a good thing not to have that rule and have it be overused so it no longer has the impact.
I think it's
I just
already-
don't want to lead the way.
You can't put the hate behind it.
I think it's already being overused. I really do.
In some cases, it is.
Oh God, you walk around Manhattan.
all the
especially-
kids are yelling it.
All the kids yell it
Yeah.
all day long.
I was trying to get
kids,
Ann.
though, right?
yeah.
No, not always.
No, thank
No.
you, Sherrod.
Puerto
No,
Rican
no.
kids.
Puerto Ricans.
White
it
kids don't
matter.
say it unless they make sure that the music can be heard that they're singing along to.
I've seen white kids, but they're usually with black kids that look a little more nerdy.
Okay.
You know, they're a little aware that they probably could say it in front of.
Opie, I was trying to get Ann to say nigga so bad on my podcast because it would buy my mother a house. Here's a way she can say nigga and it can work for the black community.
I do think anyone could. I think anyone should say the word. I personally have a tough time saying it.
Yeah.
I have a tough time stopping.
I have said it.
He's like Fonzie trying to say wrong.
Sorry.
I certainly have. I've said it, but I don't feel comfortable saying it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that you think.
Yes,
that
It's
way.
the only one.
I'm really surprised you think that way.
It's the only one, but as Sherrod knows, and Don Lemon knows, and actually assiduous readers of mine know, blacks are different from any other group. And a point I make heavily in my book, these people who arrived, yesterday come in and think they can boss us around with our language. You can't say illegal immigrant. It's like telling the NAACP you can't use the word lynching.
Yeah.
No, that is an extrajudicial execution. No, I'm a free American woman. Shut the F up. I'll say what I want to say. But blacks can do it because they have a special history because of slavery and Jim Crow laws.
Lucky us.
And by the way, that's a long-standing conservative position. That was always Justice Rehnquist's position. Civil rights are for blacks. We're not extending this to lesbians, to gays, to an immigrant who came yesterday. And I don't know, that just makes sense historically and emotionally.
I don't know,
Everybody
but
piggybacked
gays have
it.
been here, though. Gays have been here since, as long as blacks have been
But they
here.
weren't slaves.
Yeah,
No, they weren't. That's true. Not in a bad way.
Unless they were black
Right.
gays.
Yeah.
Unless they were paying for it.
Black gays were slaves. They didn't get those.
Exactly.
Yeah, they didn't work. There's like no, there was no don't ask, don't tell with slavery.
It seems like the younger.
It's like we don't care. Yeah.
It seems like the younger generation don't understand the word as much as like older black males and females.
Because
so.
it means more, I guess, to, they really heard it yelled at them and then when it came along with violence. But a lot of these.
So they need to throw their voice into this argument more. I never hear them discussing how hurtful that word truly is. Because
people talk about it.
But then you see these kids running around using it like it's nothing.
But I think the kids got a better grasp of it because they don't let it control them.
Right,
And
right. It would be good to move
It's
to
nothing
that.
to them.
I think it takes the sting out of the word.
It takes
Right,
all the sting out of
exactly.
it. It means
Yeah.
nothing to them.
Richard
Like a young
Pryor's
white
bit-
kid probably wouldn't yell nigger to a young black kid to make him feel bad.
Yeah.
To bring him down. He'll yell something else, but he probably wouldn't yell that.
You're right.
Pryor's bit on that, and Live on the Sunset Strip was really good when he went to Africa. That was a big. Now it doesn't really matter, but that was 1980, 1981 when fucking he said it every other word, and he said it well. No one said it better than Richard Pryor. No one. And then all of a sudden he shocked everybody when he came out, and he said, "I'll never call another guy a black man."
Yeah.
And that was a big moment for. But again, I'm not saying
that was a big moment
for
him. Good for him.
But culturally that mattered back then. I'm not saying it should translate to now, but back then that mattered.
Wouldn't it be helpful for someone like a Jay-Z or some real big entertainer to kind of do the Richard Pryor thing and say, look, I'm not using the word anymore?
If the word
that's good for them, though. That won't stop people from using it.
But I don't know. I think that would have a huge effect on the youth of America. Like, oh, fuck. No?
It was weird to hear it after he said that, because Pryor, like with race and stuff, was so vocal, and you knew he was really hardcore, and he was not exactly the most pro-white fella. You know what I mean? So when he said that, it had an impact because you felt that he meant it. That's what I think.
Whereas, on the other hand, I would like to bring a word back, negro. Because that was never an epithet. And in fact, elderly, or not elderly, but older, respectable upper class, middle class blacks always use Negro. That's why it's in all the Supreme Court opinions. Justice Marshall insisted upon it because black was a new thing brought in by Black Power, and they thought, no, we don't like that. We're not putting our fists up. We're making it in this society. So that was a word that was never used as an epithet and is a perfectly respectable word.
But see, people my age and younger, we don't call ourselves Negroes.
No, it sounds anachronistic more than insulting, right? It just sounds like you're using a word that nobody uses.
Nobody uses. We're rather African than Negro.
You want African?
Rather African than Negro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you need to distinguish yourselves from the immigrants who don't get special benefits.
But if I did get a check from the United Negro College Fund, I wouldn't send it back. No, I'm not going to send it back.
Exactly, yeah.
Semantics.
Man, it's hard to figure all this stuff. I think everyone's trying to do the right thing, and everyone's everyone's trying to be nice about it, and yet not lose our integrity, or you want to be able to speak freely, and you don't want to get punched in the face. But then again, you don't want to be soft. But then again, you don't want to be racist. Then again, I don't want to be insensitive. Then again, I want to be overly sensitive. And it's like we're all just calling it. Everyone who doesn't have my opinion's a fucking faggot pussy. Hey, what are you, a fucking pussy? You don't believe what I'll yell it as loud as I want. There's a giant black man. No, sir, I believe N-word is appropriate. We're all fucking fake.
All phonies,
But
right?
everyone is trying to just do the right thing.
Are you adding that to your act? Please do.
No, because it's just off the cuff now. And if I try to do it in my act, I would do it wrong. Word nigger. I wouldn't do it properly.
God, that's a brilliant fucking angle on it, though. You just described everybody.
Yeah, and I think we all mean
20 seconds. We were going to play your clips about the Confederate flag, but now you're here, so now would be
Might as well
awkward.
ask you.
Oh, yeah.
You got a lot of attention on your stance on the Confederate flag.
She showed up in a General Lee today.
I know, isn't that odd? I've never been a Confederate reenactor before.
I said it more as a joke, like on Monday, that they would get rid of the Confederate flag on the General Lee, and they're doing just that.
All right, they take it off the General Lee? Yeah. So what's on the top of the General Lee now?
I don't know.
A picture of Hitler. It's really odd.
I said that more as a joke, that we're losing our minds to the point they're going to do that, and they're doing it.
Wow.
No, and what's annoying about it is it's just like this stupid little wish list of the Southern Poverty Law Center that is nothing. If you want to do something nice for black people, which I agree we should want to do, this was a horrible shooting. It was an unusual shooting. It's worth saying that in general, white people are not attacking blacks. It's quite rare. And this psycho
unless they're cops. There we go.
Oh, they're just taking your weed away. But if you want to do something nice for blacks, how about we stop dumping low-wage workers on the country through immigration? No, we're not actually going to help black people. Let's just do something utterly symbolic that's just in a long trend of things. And incidentally, I think I mentioned this yesterday, when Mississippi voted on this, not that long ago, you could Google it, it was like 2001 or something. They have the Confederate flag within their flag, or it's on their state house or whatever. So they had a full vote on it. 30% of blacks voted to keep it. This is kind of a new thing the Confederate flag we're talking about is the battle flag. It didn't fly over any Confederate buildings. It was the battle flag, and what it commemorates is, I mean, just look at the people talking on TV who were serving in Iraq. They're black and white. 90% of them seem to have Southern accents, don't they? It's a warrior history, and our Civil War was an unbelievable Civil War. They never end this way. Usually you still have guerrillas out in the, hiding and attacking the other side. This is one where we came together and said, I mean, what were we doing? We were fighting to keep the South as part of the Union. When Lincoln found out that the South had surrendered, he went out on the White House and he played Dixie. It was a way to bring the country together. Okay, you lost. You're giving up the slavery, and we're sending Republicans down to enforce it. But on the other hand, we will honor your service and not denounce you. And now we have this second generation immigrant, Republican governor of South Carolina coming in and telling us what our history is. And I would also add to that, as you will learn from my book, the one place where slavery is thriving today is India. But she's going to come in and boss us around about something 600,000 white men fought to end in this country.
But the thing with it, but you just said it too. It's like it was about slavery, the Civil War. When all is said and done, people say, "Well, it was about states' rights." No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
that was what it was about. So that flag, in a way, even though technically it may not have flown on state buildings, we all look at that, and it's almost like if a Jewish guy walked by and you throw your arm up in a Sieg Heil. Even if technically you haven't said that, we all know what it is. There's certain things that we know.
I don't think that's true. You wouldn't have 30% of Jews voting to keep the Sieg Heil.
Maybe not, but just because they voted, you look at the reaction around the country. I haven't heard any black people defend it.
But that is a media-generated reaction. This is not the way people reacted.
The
Confederate, like that, we sent man on the street, like just to ask about the Confederate flag. Like, what do people think about it?
Yeah,
and people all kind of are like, I don't want to see it banned.
Yeah,
but,
you don't have to ban it, but take it off the state capitol. You don't have to have it on a state building.
It's a little irritating being there. It's like you did lose. We're one country, one flag,
one tax dollar.
Put that on your own private property.
Yes.
Fine, I don't care.
It won't end with that. It won't end with that. They've already moved it from the State House to only over a Confederate memorial. This is just, I mean, you saw the Drudge headline today. Farrakhan's now demanding that we take down the American flag. And to be honest with you, that makes more sense because
Farrakhan's hurting the cause.
Slavery.
Farrakhan, let them get rid of this one first. Now no one's going to listen to you.
Existed under the American flag longer than it did under the Confederate flag. So, I mean, the logic makes sense. And moreover, it was the Democratic Party that fought to preserve slavery. It was the Democratic Party that spent the next 100 years discriminating against blacks. How about getting rid of the Democratic Party?
Reconstruction was a bitch.
When you look at Farrakhan, I'll say this. He really knows how to get himself into a story.
Doesn't he?
Boy,
he knows.
There's no one I want to interview more than fucking Farrakhan. I would love to check. I wouldn't even have to be on the radio. I just want to have coffee and ask him questions.
Yes.
He's awesome.
He is
wow,
awesome.
Does he bother people?
Oh, he gets under skin.
I love him.
But how many decades has been?
Love him.
Long time.
And then he smiles, and you're like, oh, what a sweet man. Oh, and he hates your guts.
Well, what is it? Amazon's banning the Confederate flag now, and eBay.
I don't like them banning that sale between people.
That's just ridiculous.
That's bullshit.
Now, like
I
corporations,
think it's a totally synthetic
that's crazy.
issue.
That's
corporations are showing us the way. Stop it.
And I'm with Ann. It's all about. It's just symbolism in the end. What are we really changing with this fucking thing?
Wow.
Yeah, they're
Just
nice.
step it off the
They're
state
things
building,
that could be
I'll say.
done.
Right.
I do think now would be an appropriate time to do something nice for black people. How about saving their jobs?
We need to put the American flag down. We need to put the American flag down.
Yeah.
Because we've caught as much hell under that as the Confederate flag.
How old is Farrakhan? Did you
106.
Google that?
And he looks good.
Seriously.
Hold on, let me finish the quote. I'm not finished. I
Assalamualaikum.
was pausing for all the applause from the people sitting in male and female.
Yes,
White
brother.
folks march with you because they don't want you upsetting the city. They don't give a damn about them nines.
Yeah, brother.
And you're like, oh my God, this racist. Smile. Yeah, you're right, Lou.
You call him Lou, huh?
Good point, Lou.
Jimmy pointed out in his tweet made Fox, local Fox, that they're still selling, Nazi memorabilia. Even though they're banning the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
Wait, selling it where?
On
eBay
eBay
and Amazon and all these other
They
places.
still sell Nazi stuff?
Yeah. If you're going to have a moral stance, at least try to be consistent.
Yes. Wait, what? I thought it was illegal.
Oh, here it is.
Especially when your statement is, it's consistent with our long-standing policy that prohibits items that promote or glorify hatred.
And they sell
But they'll still
swastikas.
sell swastikas. They'll still sell, communist stuff from Russia. White power books.
Yeah, once you start down this line.
Yeah, and they should sell all the stuff. It's all fine. It's all allowed.
But now they'll try to ban all the other stuff too.
Yeah.
But let's see.
That's scary.
What is this Fox clip?
Yeah,
I haven't seen
let's see this.
What is this, for Pete's sake?
Now, as you might imagine, people are reacting on social media about this. Here are just two tweets. This one from Jim Norton saying, quote, please remember to thank eBay for banning that Confederate flag. And you see it's a picture of an Adolf Hitler on it.
Here's my favorite part of that clip. Because she didn't, because 90% of the people are going, who said that? She looked at that and assumed that everyone would know who Jim, normally it's like comedian and New Jersey born Jim Norton says to explain who this zero is. This woman assumed that people would just know who Jim Norton
like
is.
that.
Oh,
They
me
should.
too.
They should know.
It's wrong, but good for her.
And there's a picture in the tweet where it's an Adolf Hitler T-shirt.
Sure, yeah, and I'm again.
That's great.
I don't care if they sell that shit, but let's not get carried away.
Oh yeah, you fucking holier than thou. Not they're such
silly,
liars.
yeah. But people again, everyone's trying to do the right thing.
Well, the phones are starting to ring. We have Van Coulter in studio. Let's say hi to Jeff in Jersey. Jeff,
Welcome aboard, Jeff.
Hey, I'm starstruck. Oh my goodness.
Which one of us? You're talking to four celebs and Adrian.
Talking to Jim Norton.
You know, last
Farrakhan's
July,
82.
Last July, I started to listen to this show once again, and I've listened to it every single day since. And you guys, it's a fantastic show.
Well, thank you there.
It really is. I can't say enough about it. And I did tell your screener that I had a slight issue, and I don't know how to bring this up without offending, but Ann, right after you say something, you laugh, and I don't want to say it's annoying, but
it's annoying.
I focus on your laugh. So I just bring that to your attention.
I like Ann Coulter's laugh. I don't think she forces it either.
I think you're laughing.
There's just a lot of funny things that happen in the studio.
Some people might think it's sarcastic, her laugh, but this is genuine.
I think it's a genuine laugh.
I don't think it sounds sarcastic.
Some people did
I don't
mention
do that. That's a liberal thing.
I agree.
The fake laughter.
I agree.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, but the people,
I agree.
People have never see the thing is you get a bad rap, and because people have never seen you at the Comedy Cellar. When I'm doing a bit about getting fucked with a strap out, and I hear nothing but her laughing in the back. Like they don't understand
You're
that she has
so
a pretty
funny and
raunchy
so
sense of humor.
filthy.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, I don't have a raunchy sense of humor. You happen to be funny
Thank
telling
you.
raunchy jokes.
But you still laugh at them. People would be surprised if
Everyone
they
else is
saw
in
the
shock
stuff
and she's laughing
that
away?
that you will enjoy.
Have you seen him?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that would surprise people.
That would.
All right, Jeff, I think we liked your call. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's go to Lexington, Kentucky, and talk to another Jeff. Jeff,
Hey, good morning, everyone.
good morning.
Hey, there's a movement here in Kentucky in the state government to remove a statue of Jefferson Davis that's on the Capitol because he was a slave owner. So it's one of the candidates that's running for governor is kind of starting it. His name's Matt Bevin. But my question is, where does this end? Are we going to?
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
Are we going to rewrite history books and take former presidents of the United States out of the history books because they owned slaves?
That's a lot of presidents you got to take out.
Right.
It's getting crazy.
FDR had a segregated military. So can we stop treating him like a hero?
But the uniforms were awesome that he gave the black people.
That's true.
We did have good uniforms.
That's true.
Yeah?
No. We had some nice jeans over there.
All right, Jeff.
He put them in actually regular dress blues, but then satin white shorts, just to show everyone why the white man was scared of them.
You're laughing too much, Ann.
Yeah.
You're driving Jeff
Sorry.
crazy.
Quit having fun.
Let her laugh it out now.
Quit having fun.
None of this fun stuff.
Hey,
They should have removed the statue of Jefferson Davis, though. Why would you take that out of there?
Who is he?
President of the Confederacy.
Oh, President of the Confederacy. Yeah.
Which lasted about a year.
And it's ridiculous. If you're taking the Dixie flag, you're taking that flag off of the General Lee. The name of it is General Lee. He was a general for the South, too.
yeah, so now they're going to have to change that.
Yeah. Call him something more fun.
It sounds crazy, but you watch.
I
call it
think,
the
I think
linkage.
it's crazy. It's part of our history. And people should know about our history. And that's Jefferson Davis.
Could you go back to that statue, by the way? Thank you, guys.
For Lee, he was never a slaveholder. He was just a great a great general.
Military general,
yeah.
right.
And that's why people admire him. In fact, a lot of the fighters in the Confederate War were barefoot and poor and about at the slightly, barely above the slaves themselves. They were fighting because it was their part of the country, and they have been America's warrior class. The South is overrepresented in America's heroic annals. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this too. General Lee, not Asian.
Not Asian.
No, not Asian.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's an offensive car name. I think we should change it to General Consensus. How about that? Then we can all just kind of have our own interpretation.
I went back to the statue of Jefferson Davis because I noticed he has huge ears.
Does he?
Look at the ears on this statue.
He does have
Why
huge
would they do
ears.
that to the guy?
How old was he when he died?
He must. Hopefully, he was real old to have the ears that big.
Yeah, find a
The ears
picture of him. Oh, wait.
There he is.
Huh?
His ears don't look that big.
No, his hair is bigger than
No,
he-
but in the statue, they someone fucked up.
What
I
a
think.
Lincoln ripoff this guy is. He looks just like Lincoln with no beard.
I really
Yeah.
thought it was Lincoln at first, and then the big ears gave it away.
We thought
on the
Lincoln was
statue.
being just, him like a trendsetter, but no, everybody looked like that back in Lincoln's fucking day.
Yeah, they all
It's
had
1,000 Lincolns in this motherfucker.
It is.
It's like, how was the party? Bunch of Lincolns in them, bitch.
Donald Trump. I want to ask you about Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah. My hero.
He's got the best chance to win, she said.
I know, that's why I'm bringing
That
up.
was of declared candidates.
Right.
Right. How exciting is this having Donald Trump in the race? I love it.
I think it's going to be fantastic. It's the only way the presidential candidates are going to get a single question about immigration. It's all going to be questions about the Confederate flag, abortion in the case of rape, transgenderism, gay marriage. Oh, endless questions on global warming. This is the only way we might get one question on, should we keep dumping 10 million poverty-stricken people on America, taking African-American jobs?
Thank you. It ain't right.
I
He's
think
going to bring up China, too, because Donald Trump,
Oh, he already brought up China.
Right.
he loves China because China's doing big things, and they don't give a fuck about being PC.
Right.
Their government is going in and is doing whatever they
And
want.
what's that big festival they have this week? Dogapalooza?
That's right.
Oh.
That's terrible, right?
Oh.
That's the worst country in the world.
See, they're
Something's got to taste
different
good, though,
cultures.
Jimmy. Come on,
Yeah.
Jim. One
Even
plate.
the ones with the high IQs, they're very different cultures.
You can eat dogs because again, we eat cows, so they're no worse than better than dogs. I
disagree.
I think they have the right to eat dogs.
Dogs
if they want
are
to eat them.
cute.
They're adorable. I love it.
Well, supposedly pigs are really intelligent, too.
Very bright.
Very.
Very
And
bright.
But they're not as
They don't know.
cute
They
as
don't know
dogs.
enough to get up and leave before I wake up.
Well, it's the old Dennis Leary bit. We kill all the cute animals.
Yeah.
You ever hear that
Oh,
bit?
yeah.
It's all about how cute you are, and if you're a cute animal, you get to stay.
It's their
get to
public
live.
barbaric treatment. That's the problem.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, they're not nice people.
Yeah.
And it's a newer festival. That's so fucked
But
up.
you know what? If push
10,000
come to
dogs will
shove-
be slaughtered for their meat.
But they
during
torture
this
them because they
festival.
think it makes the meat taste.
That's what the problem
That's what's
is,
annoying.
too, yeah.
It's like, who scientifically said torturing them? I guess it releases something, but that really makes your meat better.
But it's kind of like having, baby lamb or whatever.
I won't eat baby
No, I
lamb.
think dogs are different from any of these animals. They're almost human.
But if push come to shove, I will barbecue the shit out of a dog.
Yeah, pigs are smarter.
Okay, but push isn't coming to shove here. They're doing this for laughs.
Well, laughs is
They like the
fun,
meat.
too.
That's push coming to shove.
Some weekends.
The dogs are adorable. They're showing in
Cute
these
dogs.
pictures.
Listen, if you see the way they caged them and this whole, it's brutal. And they steal people's dogs. This is what happens.
They're stealing people's pets.
Everybody's
Some of
pets
the
get
dogs still have
stolen.
collars on
Yes,
them.
yes,
Because they had owners.
yes.
Skinned alive, cooked and eat. Like that's the part that I hate. Skinning them alive so
Alive.
the meat tastes better.
The dip, they dip them in the shit, and all the skin and fur that's pour off. It's disgusting, and he's still alive for that.
Yeah, that's just cruel. There's a nastiness to that culture, and I'm not
It
saying
is
we
a
don't have
cruel,
nasty.
It's a cruelness,
There's
yeah.
a fucking viciousness behind that. That's not just hey, we're hungry and we're gonna eat.
Right.
It's just shitty. But you can't say other cultures are shit. Oh, culture is. I'm so sick of fucking culture. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Culture's okay. Sometimes it's wonderful, and it's wonderful tradition. But tradition only works so. Like if you're dating a girl, and then she says something you don't like, and you belt her. Well, it's tradition in my family that when the woman disagrees politically, she loses a molar. That's not gonna fucking fly.
No one really gives a shit about this festival. I mean, people are trying, but
Yeah, there's a lot of people in China. Actually, that's unfair of me. 'Cause there's a lot of people in China who are
That's against
fighting
it.
Right.
and really against it. So
Yeah.
that was kind of shitty of me.
It's brutal that still goes on.
Yeah.
The pictures that I saw, like even through Twitter, it's just
I don't even want. Adrian is
horrific.
showing us stuff right now. I don't even want to look at it.
Exactly.
I know
Come
what's
on. What do you want? A
happening.
room full of swollen genitals? Let's go on to something else.
Let's see the finished plates.
Oh God! Look at the blowtorch.
Oh.
A blowtorch?
Yeah.
Come on. Where is that okay? Like, why is that an okay thing to do?
I know.
Ricky's tweeting all this.
Yeah,
now
Ricky is-
Ricky's going all in with pictures.
Ricky, they've had enough of Ricky's saying, hey,
Wow.
if you don't like it, too bad. Then get rid of the festival. Don't worry about the pictures.
We
Good
should
for
have got
him.
Ricky on the phone to talk about that.
I'm
He's
telling
feeling
you.
shooting a movie. He's probably not available. Maybe I'll bump into him on Tuesday.
When is that? Like, I don't care if you eat chicken.
Yeah.
When do you blowtorch a chicken to death like that? Why would you do that?
Exactly. The worst that happens to chickens is they wind up in German pornography. And even then, they could walk away if they wanted to.
They have a choice.
You want to hear some sick audio
No.
today, Ann? We
No.
haven't played that one in a while.
Is it chickens on German porn?
Yeah, it's really awful.
Seriously.
It's
It's a
not
guy.
good.
It's a guy entering a chicken.
It's
yes.
not good. It's
And
not
we
appropriate.
have the audio. You want to hear it?
Of course.
It's not appropriate.
It's really up to you, Ann Coulter.
I don't know what my answer to that.
That's why I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, take that image off. That's really sad to look at. man.
Yeah, that's
Ricky
gross.
Gervais tweeted a picture where they're lowering a dog into a pot of boiling water.
Yeah, it's
By the
brutal.
way, happy birthday, Ricky Gervais.
Why don't we do that to
It's
the
his
fucking?
birthday
Why don't we
today.
do that to the fucking the South Carolina shooter? That's how we should treat
Yes!
him. ISIS has a point with dealing with certain people.
Right.
Like they shouldn't be beheading journalists. Like how about you find guys that do school shootings and stuff like that?
And church shootings and cut their fucking head off.
Yeah, or you just do. I saw a video of them in a cage lowering 5 guys into a pool.
To be drowned. I
Yeah,
know.
boy, they don't play games. ISIS.
Wait,
brutal.
what?
ISIS when they kill people, they make a fucking. There's that video, and then there's a
They
bunch
lower
of
a
people's heads off with
cage?
dynamite.
Yeah.
A giant cage. They had about 6 or 8 guys in it.
No, it had 5
There it
guys.
is.
5 guys.
It
5
was
guys
terrible.
in a giant cage.
Not good.
That looks like it's from a Batman movie.
Wait a minute. So, whoa.
Yeah,
And
these
these
all the way
motherfuckers
in.
are brutal.
Ugh.
And then, wait a
That's
minute. What did these guys do?
They were probably they don't know. They were either spies or they were just different type of Muslim.
So they
I
were
don't know.
good guys.
Yeah, I don't know what they did.
Oh my
Holy
God!
shit.
You never know.
Go back to that. So then it goes under the water, and then
Then the hands come up.
the video cuts to high tech underwater cameras.
yeah.
What?
Oh, it
Yeah,
does?
they really are amazing. I think
Show
James
the
Cameron
men-
produced this. They're very good.
Show the men thrashing around until they lose consciousness and fall to the floor. Oh my God!
They I watched this
This
video.
is a sick world.
And they're
world's awful.
praying.
You
as they're going
watched
to-
this?
I had to. They're praying as they go down.
You had to.
Yeah, I did because that's why I'm like, well, you know what? We should. They should be when someone is fucking an ISIS wants to be an ISIS fighter in the U.S. They should be arrested. This is why.
Right.
They should be. This
And
is the,
maybe we shouldn't keep bringing them in
yeah.
through immigration, is my thought.
These guys should have paid attention to Houdini.
They were fucking. And at the end of it, there's one guy still breathing. There's one guy still breathing.
Really?
No.
They pull him up. He's dead though. But like they're
His
all
brain's
dead,
dead.
and there's one guy like, and there's white foam coming out of his mouth. It's a horrible video. And then there's the one where they string all their heads together and put dynamite on each one of their heads, which is probably a pretty good way to go. That's a fast way to go when your head.
build
But
up,
they're
though. The
videotaping
build up.
it?
Oh well, they've not only they videotape it, but they edit it.
That's
like
when they-
you're. What's that?
They
A car-
locked the guys in an old car and shot it with a grenade launcher.
Oh wow, that's awful.
That's a bad way.
That one, yeah. Where they string them all together. And I don't know if the guys know what's happening, but they know it's bad news. Because like anytime there's a videotape on and there's a
Right,
guy with a
right.
ski mask tying your heads together, well, this is not going to be on fucking Funny or Die.
No.
Well, part of it will be.
It never ends in a surprise birthday party.
Yeah, it was. But that's a fast death at least. I'll take that over drowning or being burned alive.
Yeah, this drowning just sounds.
ISIS is out of control.
Yeah, they really don't fucking play games. They make videos and they showed edited versions of it from different angles. Mm-hmm. You know, they know how to recruit. Honestly, they do.
Oh,
It's
God.
disgusting.
So Donald Trump.
So Donald Trump.
I guess he's, what,
See,
second
he
in the
doesn't want to
polls?
bring these people in
No.
and set them up in refugee camps that we have to pay for, which is the official policy of both the Democrat and Republican Party. And all of Minnesota. So, no, he's not going to be the nominee. There's some risk that he could end up discrediting good ideas. Because you have to be a governor to run. Usually I'm totally down on candidates like Carly Fiorina and Ben Carson or Herman Cain running because they're not going to be the nominee. They waste time.
Yeah.
But in this one case, I'm making an exception because he's the one candidate talking about stuff that needs to be talked about. And it's like all these Republican candidates, by all agreeing on immigration, which is to say keep dumping tens of millions of poverty-stricken, welfare-receiving, and ISIS practicing immigrants on the country, it's like they've all agreed not to take steroids. None of us will take a position against immigration, so none of us will have an advantage over the rest of us. Well, Trump blows that for them.
I like the wild card coming in and changing up the whole game.
Yeah.
Make you get off script.
People thought I was so stupid. So I would actually vote for him. I know that that's dumb, but it's just I'm sick and tired. I don't want Bush and I don't want Clinton. I'm just sick of the names. And it's like Trump's name, yes, it's on a lot of buildings, but man, would he be a fucking entertaining 4 years for us, for our job? Oh my God!
And it would be great for the country.
It's gonna be entertaining
He
for
won't
the
be
next
the nominee, but
16 months.
Yes.
We're gonna enjoy this for the next 16 months.
He'll probably drop out sooner than that. That's the problem
you
with
think?
non-governors. I mean, I probably shouldn't say that. I don't want to discourage him. But I'd love to.
Why do you
stay
think he'll
in.
drop out
Because
soon?
what happens? It's awful to be a politician. Who would want to be a politician? People always think I should have run for president, and then they start doing it and realize this sucks.
Yeah.
My life was so much better.
Mitt Romney
which is
realized
why,
that.
No, he worked incredibly hard to the end. He was amazing.
He did, but once
because
he
he's
stopped, he was like, "What the fuck did I'm rich.
Why did I do it?
I'm
Right.
rich. I don't need that
Yeah,
shit."
I'm worth
But
$100
he
million.
at least had been through it before, so he knew what to expect.
Yeah.
But Herman Cain, I mean, a lot of these guys, as soon as the going gets tough, they think, "Why am I doing this? My life was so much better."
Herman Cain, that's a little Caesar pizza dude.
Yeah.
Yes, he is, and I loved him. I love Carly Fiore and I love Ben Carson, but they shouldn't run if they're not going to be the nominee.
Here's
Ben
the thing.
Carson's wife. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay, but I
his
hear-
wife looks really old.
Well, that's an important issue.
I mean, she looks like double his age. I'm like, I can't vote
She
for
couldn't
you.
look. Well,
I gotta
it's like
see this.
Wheezy and George Jefferson. That's the way it was. She was a lot older. Isabel Sanford was much older than Sherman Hemsley, but that's old hat. We all know that.
We didn't say Donald Trump's wife.
No,
Adrian.
not Donald
No,
Trump.
boy,
Ben
is she a
Carson.
delight.
Yeah, she.
What
Melania.
a delightful.
I did a Good Morning America with her. She's like she was made in a Russian factory.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with Trump. He doesn't smile enough. It's like you can't not be happy. She's an 11.
11.
She's an 11.
No question about it.
He always looks sour, like someone off camera just dropped a gasser and then said, "All right, here's a picture." Smile. You're with the hottest chicken fucking
In the world.
Yeah, be happy, Don.
Whose wife was it?
Donald Trump. I know he was saying Ben Carson's wife.
Yeah, she's.
But then again, Barbara Bush was very old looking.
Yeah, old looking.
And a lovely lady.
And looks exactly the same, which is kind of creepy. She
Yeah.
never aged from being an
Go
old
up
lady.
there with the red belt. When she got the red belt on, she's like an old Sunday school teacher. You see
Let's
that,
see.
man? Like, when she got the red
That's
belt.
her.
Yes.
But I like that. A nice
that's
lady.
a bad picture. She does look nice.
Yeah, it's a terrible photo.
Okay.
Yeah, she looked like she looked like Bookman in that last photo from Good Times. In that picture with the red belt. That was a terrible photo.
Oh, man.
But what a nice, I wouldn't mind.
Oh man.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
So wrong.
But she seems like a nice lady, and I could tolerate a nice
What a reference.
older lady.
I mean, the red belt picture is not a good picture.
That's
In
not
the
a
other
flattering
picture, she
photo.
looks prettier.
We're
Yeah.
doing a split screen for
Yeah, it's not a
All right.
flattering
just for us,
photo.
I guess. But there you go. Oh
But she
my
seems
God.
like a nice enough lady.
She's like a sweet lady. I'm not saying she ain't sweet, but goddamn, man.
Let's
I could live with her.
let's take a call from John in New York and Coulter in studio with Sherrod Small. John, what do you got?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
We're
Hi,
doing well,
John.
buddy.
Love my Aunt Coulter, love her laugh.
Oh, good. See? See?
I got 3 points real quick. Number one, she should run VP with Trump.
Okay.
Number two, this all the stuff with the flag, it's all been brought on by that little punk in Carolina. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This little
Definitely.
bastard is changing our history.
I can say this: when they first said he wanted to start a race war, I got
Yeah.
excited because that's the name of my podcast, and I got angry. So I was like, "Good plug," but damn, son of a bitch!
And last,
I love
last
that
but not
that's your
least,
first thought.
How can I work this?
But I understand
And
that. That'd be
last
like
but
if, if it says, like, I want to start an Opie with Jim Norton. Ooh. What the heck?
and Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
I've spoken to you before about watching those videos. Stop it.
No, you know what?
I don't know how he does
We did
it.
talk about that, and I've watched so many less of them. I watched these because I knew that they wouldn't be a slicing of the head coming off.
Right.
I can't watch kids being hurt. There's a lot of things I won't watch that I would have watched at one point. I would say about 75% of what I used to watch, I no longer
why?
see.
Where do you even find this shit, Jimmy?
Only because I've never seen this before.
But I mean, you know what it's. You just know in your head what it would be.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
sad.
go. I just can't go there.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
Recording their behavior.
I mean, Jimmy, I remember back at XM when we had our own studio about 8 years ago. We all tried to watch a beheading. I saw one
couldn't do
partially,
it, yeah.
and I was done forever.
Yeah.
I don't need to go there. I realized where my fucking line was.
Jimmy likes seeing dark shit like that.
For a while, Jimmy was all in watching this dark shit.
Did you watch Faces of Death back in the day?
I
Yeah,
watched
but
that
was
back in
such
the day. Half of
cornball
that shit was
stuff. It was all fake.
What, the monkey brain thing was fake?
Yeah, the camera cuts and that the coroner's name was Francis B. Gross, Dr. B. Gross.
Yeah.
Oh, come
I think they had a couple that were real, and then they didn't have
Yeah.
enough for tapes, and then there was all sorts of
some
fake
news
shit.
footage they had that was real. They had some real news footage, clips and stuff.
I couldn't watch Mattress Girl's porno video.
What was
What's
that?
that?
Mattress
You know,
Girls.
the Mattress Girl up at Columbia?
No.
She has a porn?
Where have you people been?
The girl who's been
This
carrying
is
the
my
mattress.
favorite story all year. Yeah, the fake rape case. She's
Yeah.
walking around accusing this guy at Columbia of rape. Sorry, I didn't think I'd have to
She has
explain
a
this
porn
much.
out?
So then she calls it artwork, and it's in French. This is rape. So that's how you know it's artistic, because that's in French. And she is not. It's hard to tell the difference between her and the man. And you see them walk into the room, take their clothes off, and I just thought, only liberals could make sex unsexy. I can't watch this. I can't
that's
do
funny.
it.
I probably could pull one out
I think
to
that's
it.
worse than the beheading videos.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I would watch.
And this is the chick who took the mattress to class?
Yeah, carried it around.
She has okay, I gotta check
A porno
that out.
video. Where have you people been?
I didn't hear this
Watch
one.
another porn.
How do I not know with the porn? There was another porn case I was all
guys,
I
wrapped up
remember.
in for years.
I do remember the
All
story
right, take
now.
care,
when
man.
She was dragging the mat.
Love
Okay.
you, Ann.
I didn't know she made a
Thank
porno.
you.
or whatever.
I didn't know she made a
Sex tape
porno.
or whatever
A
the fuck.
couple girls did that though, Anthony, but the girl in Columbia was pretty
You
big.
just called Opie Anthony.
I mean, Opie. Sorry, I confuse my white people.
Just got a spit take from me.
So anyway, Howard Stern. I got a
Go ahead, hold on.
spit
Don't just
You
hold,
really think
hold
I
on.
spit take?
Go ahead, Robin.
I got
Finish.
coffee.
I couldn't think of a black co-host.
I got coffee everywhere.
take. Call me Robin Quivers, you son of a bitch.
What were you saying there, sir?
I don't remember. I got a spit take. It was great.
Oh my god, I haven't done a spit take in a long time.
So let me ask you, how do you feel about Farrakhan? Do you like him or hate him, or are you kind of in the middle on him?
Well, I like his tie.
I do too.
But no, I think I mean, it's sort of frustrating because they do dress so nicely. But no, he's a monster and has. I mean, I wrote about it in Mugged, I guess it was, that Farrakhan, he's constantly staging events to get New York City cops killed.
Gaddafi gave him like $6 million back in like the 88, something like that.
Yeah, he's a very destructive force.
He's a smart guy though.
He's a
not
smart
He is
guy.
smart.
The Million Man March was great. One of my greatest experiences in my life. It was fun.
You were one of the 6,000
Thank
people
you.
to
It
go
was
there?
more than
How
a
many
million,
people,
Ann.
though?
It was more than
You
a
didn't
million.
get a million.
I love how they try to play down the numbers. Like,
Whitey had a
It's what
counter
they
that
do,
day.
Sharon.
You didn't get a million.
It's a million niggas in D.C. every day. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
By the way, that just can you copyright? That's a great bumper sticker.
So now this day it ain't a million niggas.
You didn't get a
The day
million.
they say it's gonna be a million. No,
You didn't get a
Stop.
million.
It was more than a million people. More than a million.
Yeah, I don't know how many showed up, but it was a good amount
I mean,
of people.
if I threw
got a
something
crowd.
and 100,000 people came, is that a success?
But you can't call it a million then.
But just say 100,000 motherfuckers came out for Sharad.
Wow.
You be like, this nigga blowing up.
That's called a lot of people. March.
Stop it.
He raised a good point though, Farrakhan, about how white people, and he's not right about all white people, but some of them he is, where he's like, they don't care, they just don't want their city disrupted, they don't give a damn about the nine. Now a lot of people care greatly, but there are people that are just worried about their town getting fucked up.
Sure.
Boy, he says things that really bother people.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, you get under the skin. Anybody who get under the skin,
lets it out.
I like.
Oh, he
Look at me
makes
and Ann.
happy.
If you can piss that many people off, I gotta fuck with you. Gotta fuck with you.
Yeah.
Robert E. Lee never owned slaves, which is false.
That's true.
And, wait, let's go to Jason in Ohio. Jason, go ahead.
Hey guys, just a couple quick points. So first one on Lee, Now, he never actually purchased slaves. He did inherit them through his mother at first.
Good luck.
He ended up leasing out, and then the in-laws, the Custis's, he ended up inheriting from them.
Wait, you said he leased them out?
Yes, what you can do back in the day, his mother's estate was in a lot of debt, and he leased them out to settle off all her accounts back in the day. So, and then there's plenty of Union generals who also owned slaves as well. Like Grant owned slaves at one point in his life, and so did plenty others. But it wasn't like he was out purchasing them. He had a lot of relatives where he was the executor of estates, and he actually had them inherited.
Okay, I stand corrected.
So he never bought slaves, but he did own slaves through inheritance.
He also did get in trouble with the Custis slaves. A couple of them escaped, and they got caught and sent back, and he had them flogged, I guess is the proper term of the day.
Oh, that ain't right.
And he was coming in the army to cause a lot of scandal. And it was actually one of the darker things in his career that he didn't like to talk about. So yeah, unfortunately, here's my history degree at work now.
Nice.
Someone was paying attention in class.
Well, yeah, I had no choice. It was either that or something else. But,
call me when you have no class. remember back to school?
Didn't he release them before the war?
Well, yes, he ended up getting released before the war.
Yeah.
I believe the Union then took the Custis estate, which is obviously now like the cemetery. That was one of the first pieces of property they captured when the war broke out, and he never resumed control of it.
Oh, yeah, his house in, Arlington.
I unfortunately got to live in Mississippi the year they voted to keep the flag in.
So what year was that?
And how'd you vote, motherfucker?
No, I'm from New York. I had to live down there for a job for the longest.
What year was it, though? It was
2000.
Yeah, okay.
And there was a lot, and there was two weird things I first saw. One was there was blacks driving around with Confederate bumper stickers on their cars, which I thought was the weirdest thing I've ever seen, being from the North, and how I felt about the Confederacy. But Ann, you made a good point. There was plenty of people who fought in the Confederacy that didn't own slaves, that were just trying to protect their home.
Most of them,
dirt farmers. And then when Lee wanted to invade the North, a lot of people deserted the army because they would just want to protect Virginia, and they didn't want to invade another country. So, and then, as I said, there's plenty of Union generals at one point owned slaves as well.
Oh, yes.
So,
all right.
Thank you very much, mister.
So
Thank you. That was good.
You say hate white people on the North and the South Side. Okay, thanks, sir. I appreciate that.
The Confederate flag, and it was all the other day who gave you kind of a lesson. The biggest point where the hatred came from is because of Nathan Bedford Forrest after the war refused to tell you that the war was over, and they used the Confederate battle flag as the symbol of the Ku Klux Klan.
Sir, you got to save something for this second call. Would you listen to this history revisionist devil?
Unfortunately, I'm not.
The American flag is as bad as the Confederate one.
Damn, Jimmy, you got it.
Don't let him lie to you. Finger wave gently, smile.
Yes.
Oh. He's like walking in True Romance. He looks happy. Oh, that's a gun. We got a break.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Aaron. I love all your books. Thank you.
Thank you.
And what is the name of your book?
Adios, America.
Adios, America. And
Selling
Ann is
well.
a brilliant and funny writer. When you want to write very funny, you've written some really, really great stuff and prolific. I don't know how you write so prolifically. I just wanted to say prolifically, and I finally was able to squeeze it in.
Thank you.
You got an idea for your next book yet?
No, I'm trying to
You
promote
want to
this
relax
one.
for a little while.
Yeah, no,
How many
it
books
takes
is
a
that?
while.
How many books did you?
That's what I'm
11
asking. She's
New
up
York
for
Times
11.
bestsellers.
It's like the LL Cool J of fucking books.
You didn't have a
Yes,
dud.
I
You
am.
didn't have one dud in there. One.
No, they're magnificent
Good
books.
for you.
I love them all.
It's like the Harry Potter books.
But even
I
if
go
she had one
back
dud,
and-
that's still a good batting
And
average.
read them again. I love them so
Good
much.
for
And
you.
you'll learn interesting stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ann, very much. You are
Thank you.
a
Thanks
delight.
for having me.
You opened my eyes to some of that immigration thing.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Learned a little bit.
We need to close the
bit.
borders, man, and fix our
Little
own
bit.
shit for a couple years.
Yeah, it would be the nicest thing we could do to black Americans.
The number one thing I learned is to prove it that back in the day, 30% of the immigrants went home.
Yeah.
See?
Yep.
That's how we got the
Well, if
best
all
ones.
the immigrants
got
went
that
home,
question
there
right on a
wouldn't
pop
be any
quiz.
white people here, would there? Immigrants go home, and that means go back to Europe.
You know what's disturbing about this? I realize you like Donald Trump exactly the way you like Farrakhan.
Yeah.
No, I find Trump to be a little less fucking likely to start a real revolution.
Okay.
But I like guys that come in and say what other people are afraid to say.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't always like it. I like the courage behind it.
He's entertaining as all hell.
Trump doesn't give a fuck.
I don't agree with
what
everything
anybody
he says.
says.
I
but
know.
Man, is he fun.
I said he's the white version of the rinse too high guy.
Jimmy McMillan,
I
right?
love McMillan.
That's who he is.
We had him on
Trump.
once. It was a treat.
I'm gonna piss my pants. I hate
Yeah,
that.
we got to take a break.
Bye.
Hey, Coulter,
Thank
thank
you.
you. We'll see you soon.